chassis. See how we go. Okay, welcome back everyone. We're just stripping the rear axle diff housing down to get the parts that we want to keep out of it. We're converting to this one here, which is out of a troop carrier. The reason I'm changing it over is because it's got the mounts on it for the sway bar in the rear, which the old 79 utes don't have a sway bar or the option to have one, so I want one with those mounts. The only thing I've had to change is the brake proportioning valve bracket. So we've just cut the old one off there, put it in the same position on this housing and welded it on. So a couple of differences here. I'll probably just get some brake lines to go on it from a later model. The brake line mounts are slightly different on these ones. I think it's to make space for the ABS wheel speed sensors which go in there. The old ones don't have any wheel speed sensors or ABS. And also I've noticed the diff breather holes in a different spot on the old ones, on the new ones, sorry. Probably in a better spot to be honest. Just a bit more out of the way on the new ones by the looks. Probably for the same reason, just to make way for the ABS stuff. But that's what we're doing today. And then strip the bits out of the old one to send it off to get we'll send these off to get plastered and painted with the housings and the chassis as well. We'll also strip down the front one as well, just down to the housing to get it painted. So we'll start by ripping the axle out. I'll pop the axle out using these little jacking bolts in these threads here. Just a 8mm bolt. That should push the axle out off the dowels. Quite tight on the dowels, which is where the actual driving force goes through. You can also see these got little cones on them as well. I don't know if you can see that. They can get quite tight in there, tapered cones. That helps lock the axle nuts in. Use the bar to stop it from turning. Bit of pressure on it there. With these jacking bolts. Give it a little tap, which helps move it as well, just on the front face. Just popped out of there. Try and keep both bolts even, keep it coming out nice and evenly. Probably hit the thread there, have we? Yep. It's nice and loose now. Now we can just use our pry bar. Pop the axle out. That's the axle. Left hand side. So now we can just take the brake caliper off. See up there. We'll take the hose off there. 2 bolts to drop the caliper off. This is your wheel how you adjust your wheel bearings as well using this nut. Wheel nut, hub nut I should say. That's your hub with your wheel bearings in there. They're probably pretty good. I think I have done these once before from memory. Probably in good condition, but we'll put new ones in there anyway, since we've gone this far. Same again here, the rear diff. Same here, obviously the same diff ratios, front and rear, 354s. Also put a locker in this one. Front and rear locked. Eventually. Okay, we're onto the front hubs there now. Strip the hubs out of off the diff housings, brakes, etc. I'll show you how to do all that. That's just that there. Freewheeling hub. Now there's a little clip inside here that we need to take off. Need a set of circlip pliers. That's that one there. And buzz the when I get stuck in there. Wash it off. Tap. Start to come away there. These cones out. It doesn't want to come, this one. There we go. That's your freewheeling hub there. Okay, got our hub nut there with some lock tabs. And take the brake caliper off first. got our hub nut tool, 54mm. Yep, not that tight. These weren't actually done that too long ago. I'm thinking it's probably got maybe 40,000 Ks on them, on the bearings. It's not much. Probably able to reuse them. There we go. Off comes the hub. So from here, we should be able to pull our stub. Grease is looking pretty clean in there. As I say, it's not too old. That's good news. Bit that off. And perhaps we have to take that cover off. Oh, you see in there. No. Take that ball joint off and see what happens. Can't remember the exact sequence. Just taking the little retainer bolts out. It's for the felt seal on the inside of the knuckle joint. Little half retainers, half moon shape. Yeah, they just look like that, so you can put them on to retain the felt seal. There's a felt seal and a rubber seal in there that retains all the grease, or helps retain the grease in the knuckle. Okay. 4 nuts. Keep the shims on the top. Ooh. A bit of weight going forward there. Okay. Grab the jack. Just to steady that up. Okay, and out comes our CV joint. very greasy. And you've got this seal on the back, and that's that felt seal I was talking about. You can see that there. Give it a little bit of a clean out. Clean all the grease in there. Strip the other side down. I'll show you a video pulling the diff centers out, both of them. Once you get them down to this stage where there's no axles or anything there, they just, you undo the nuts and the center pops out, but I'll show you that. Then we've just got to clean the rest of the grease off them, and we're going to get them blasted and painted. Okay, pull the diff center out. It's pretty easy when you got it on axle stand, it's not in the car. Pull these bolts out, these nuts. Obviously if you had it in the car, you'd drop your, got to pull your axles out side. Enough clearance to get the center out. Okay, I think we've got them all there. Ooh. Of course, it's not just going to come out easy. Leverage in there. Ooh. Tap. There we go. This is the 354 diff gears in this one from PDI. Interesting to see how they go. Taller ratios with the 8-speed and 34-inch tyres. Don't know if they'll be too tall yet, but we will find out. Also going to put an E-locker in this one as well. E-locker in the front and back. May as well while you've gone this far. chassis. Got all the bits ready to go. Did the old she's going nowhere tricks. Until my next video when you see me picking all my shit up off the freeway. Oh, no, we'll see what happens. Anyway, we're heading off to the blaster and painters. We've moved the chassis rail, the chassis stiffener from there to there, replicated it essentially across there as per engineer's instructions, and the chassis is sitting upside down at the moment, so next time you see this thing it'll be all painted a nice black colour and looking like new. Okay, got the chassis landed back on the stairs here, on the stands. Ready to start putting a few things back together. I'll have to get a thread cleaning tap. Just go through all these holes that are been painted. That'll need bolts going back in them. Got a bunch of bolts that are all marked in bags. Usual process, so I know where they'll go. Start cleaning some parts up and bolting them back on. Pretty happy with the way it came up. They painted it in a satin black. It's actually, they do a lot of earth moving and mining equipment out there, the blasters and painters, so they painted it just Caterpillar black. I imagine they had tons of that stuff there already on the shelf, so it's pretty good. And the beauty of that is I can just go and get, this has all been done in 2-pack, but I can go and get a spray pack from Caterpillar that's got cat black, or get it formulated pretty easy because it's a paint colour code in itself. So any touch-ups I want to do underneath the chassis later on, I can easily do that, and it should match. So pretty stoked with how that all came up. Getting a bit pedantic there, trying to get it level on the stands. This is our new chassis cross beam that we put in. It came up pretty good. We just covered it around the holes for the old one. We just put that little filler around that and weld that in, so that's all good. I had the diff housings done while I was there. This is the one out of the troop carrier. Some guy did a troop carrier core conversion, so we got that diff housing. We just had to weld this on here for the brake proportioning valve, because that troopy this came out of a troopy with ABS and stability control, so they don't have the proportioning valve because it's all done by the computer. This is done down the back manually with a shuttle valve in the brake system. Yeah, that came out pretty good. Pretty happy with that. This is the original front diff housing. Came out pretty nice. Just have to give that a bit of a polish up. I taped all this up just to protect it from the sandblasting, and got some what is it, soft seal on there. So clean all the soft seal off and give that a polish up with some emery tape. That should seal up just fine. What else we get done? Well, we got tow bar done. So there's actually all quite corrosion underneath here. Just don't know what the original Toyota coating's like, probably not that great, but it's all done in 2-pack now. Matches the chassis, so that should be good. We also have done a couple brackets that go on the chassis. The drag link bracket and the back plates for the brakes, all painted the same colour. So it's looking pretty good. We'll just waiting on a few more parts now to come in for suspension. So we've got springs coming, and I need to get some arms, some radius arms. So to match the lift, I think I'm just going to go the whole fabricated arm rather than the offset bushes. I did have the offset bushes here ready to go back when I did the lift before for 2-inch, but gone this far now, might as well go the whole hog and get new arms to suit the 3-inch lift and go from there. Very happy with the way that's turned out. So next time you see me, hopefully we'll be bolting these diff housings back together actually. Put the diff lockers in, put all the other gear on the housings, swing them under and then swing them back under the chassis. Then we start building her up the other way, back to front.